Building tomorrow's leadership in about less than 10 minutes. I will start with a short story. They tell a story about an old rabbi who was walking to synagogue for his morning prayer in a small town in Tsarist Russia. As he was descending a narrow alleyway, an armed policeman menacingly approached him and asked, "Who are you and where are you going?" The rabbi stopped, smiled politely, and asked the policeman in return, "How much are you being paid for this work of yours?" 20 kopecks per day, replied the policeman. "Why do you ask?" "Because I would like to ask you a favor," the rabbi replied. "Suppose I will pay you 20 kopecks a day. Would you promise me to stop me here every morning on my way to shul and ask me, who are you and where are you going?" End of story. Let me propose to you that this very question, the question the rabbi wishes to be asked daily, is the question tomorrow's leaders should ask themselves. Who am I? Where did I come from? And where am I intending to go in my leadership role? We at the Mendel Foundation educate leaders to abide by this principle and act in such a way that their vision is in view and their action represent the core values in its pursuit. Let us then define what a leader is. I contend or believe that leaders are individuals who know how to establish and reinforce trust between the people and the state, including the levels of government and the judicial system, for example. Individuals who understand current and future challenges and help change lives for better. Leaders, in short, are those who build trust and mobilize their organization to tackle tough challenges. And so, how do we most effectively train tomorrow's best leaders? One of the most essential stages in leadership development program is to correctly identify challenges in such a way that leaders can properly address them. I would like to share with you the philosophy and theory of change very shortly. In our leadership development program, the Mendel Foundation, an organization dedicated for fostering Israel's future leadership. You can see this table. I'm not going to detail this, but you can see for the start the information, the ideas, the visions, and then at the end, impact. We expect impact from our leaders. It just demonstrates the complexity of training leaders. The aim of our leadership programs is to develop a cadre of visionary leaders committed to the improvement of society and with the competence to develop and implement solutions to society's main challenges. Such leaders base their practice on vision of ideal society. Such leaders are expected to embody the values they hold in their life and work. Leadership programs for tomorrow's leaders should focus on helping leaders to clarify their vision, crystallize their professional identity, and translate theory into practice. The most important, to translate theory into practice. Accordingly, our program, curricula, and design to expose participants to competing visions of their worthy life and have them compare and contrast their visions and critically examine the attempt of different individuals and collectives to turn this vision into reality. Again, vision to reality. In so doing, we graduate people who are both thoughtful and effective as tomorrow's leaders. Perhaps the most crucial component in any leadership program, and by the way, I'm not speaking about political leaders, that can come from any organization which trained them, or they can just emerge from the public. But the most crucial component in a leadership program is recruitment. Recruitment at Mendel, for example, is an active process of searching for individuals who meet well-defined criteria. The ideal candidates are those who have track records of successful leadership and the ambition to lead major institutions and initiatives. Fellows come from various professional backgrounds And the admission criteria vary from program to program because there are many programs for various disciplines. In all cases, we seek highly intelligent, value-driven leaders who have a desire to learn with and from others. Other key qualities we seek are creativity, humility, respect for others, and a passion for changing the world for the better. All those characteristics, we believe, are needed to successfully address tomorrow's challenges. To change reality and improve society, the leaders of tomorrow has to possess a deep and broad vision of what ought to be and the capacity to inspire others to work hard to turn that vision into reality. And I'm mentioning again, vision to reality. Developing outstanding leaders therefore focuses on exposing exceptional people to profound ideas and helping them to connect these ideas to their field of practice. The study of ideas will allow future leaders to formulate clear and compelling answers to such questions as, just examples, if I succeed, how will the world look different? Or how is the ideal world better than the world we inhabit today? Or on what ground might others challenge my vision and how can I address their concern and cultivate their support? Finally, I would like to add another important aspect in building tomorrow's leadership. Wide knowledge of humanities and deep understanding of universal values is critical for being an effective leader. The humanities are the embodiment and essence of human spirit. That we all know. Acknowledging the importance of the humanities to society and to its future leaders, Israel Council for Higher Education initiated last year a major reform to encourage universities to widen the interdisciplinary program in humanities and to include the study of humanities for students in all academic disciplines. The higher learning institutions are also preparing leaders in all areas, leaders in economy, leaders in engineering, leaders in sciences, whatever. That's part of the leadership that we are seeking for tomorrow. And the issue of humanities is something which adds them a lot in all their vision, in the way that they can express their ideas, in the way that they can tell a story, in the way that they can actually be more effective in their specific area of learning or of study. The focus on humanities as a major element in leadership development programs will help to ensure that leaders have a better understanding of the needs of society, a wider perspective of its challenges, and better ability not only to define the vision, but to transform this vision into reality. By the way, we know that students for engineering, for instance, which are studying humanities, they will be the most desirable people in high-tech industry because they know, again, how to express themselves, how to read a text and to understand it, and how to express ideas and to convince whomever has to be convinced in the ideas. In conclusion, finding the right people, helping them to become more effective leaders equipped with a wide range of knowledge and clear identity and vision will help Israel address its current and future challenges, as well as build trust between the people and the state, which is essential for the well-being of the future of our country. Thank you very much.